Paul.
I'm Jane.
I'm Simon. We're from Vita Nova. We write and perform individually, and tonight we're performing together. And towards the end, there's a three-hander. Okay. The first one's called a three-hander after Songle. Okay. Dig in San Francisco. This tips its hat to a few of my heroes. Top down. We wash out of Vegas in a whale of a car. Fat drum tires roll the tarmac into static hums and ahs. Snatched, tossed, burger, rappers scatter along the highway. I wail Elvis into the ripping wind. My attorney picks her teeth with a cactus needle. We arrive, late and dusty, dump into our hotel room, open the hot plate window, tune into WKPD. Drink Alabamas, hoof real slow to Bay Area soul. Tomorrow it's city lights, drinks in the grasshopper. We get bored by black and white photos, pseudo-beat babble, the soaky vibe. Instead we snag a dive bar with fairy lights where we can smoke. Ex-Navy Mike buys us a drink. My attorney says he looks beautiful in his high heels and leather dress. But that's tomorrow. My attorney passes out all over the king. WKPD keeps spinning. I go out into the Tenderloin, a long strip of meat that runs from Union to Civic. Every shop doorway, some bum shaking an empty big gulp for change, dragging a shopping cart while the front line whispers, green, sticky, green, sticky, green, sticky, icky. Shotters spit rock out of bulging pockmarked cheeks. Dude on point, Dante stitched onto his shirt pocket serves up. This is another level. Too white. Shot. Listen and ting and get blood hungry with the streaky lines of traffic. The eyes disc out, stream neon sweat, concrete, people. I hit a sex shop, step into a $double slot wank box, start skipping through channels 30 or more, get distracted by a tongue wagging at the glory hole. Flippy flip flap. Hey man, says the tongue. Hey man, let me suck you off. Flippy flip flap. I always take my attorney's advice at times like this. Spat out into the street, sweating and ting, that high and ting, tight joy and ting, whistling across my chest and ting, shot, listen and ting, then two engines well into view, turn onto mission, sirens, stop. I can see the lights, blue, red, blue, hitting faces. I follow, see the city brickwork flickering, burnt paradise, hear music. One voice, layers of his voice, slipping in and out of the riffs and beats. At the feet, this 80s ghetto blaster. At the feet of this homeless guy. Soft stomp, rocking on his good foot. Rocking across the street from the fire, back and forth on his good foot from the fire. Across the street.
This is a story. These are my words. I take a breath, pause, scream, and crawl into shaky steps. Born the second child to be showered with ugly love. I learn the alphabet and eat finger food, building Lego with my left hand while playing with silverfish. My right hand plays with Tiny Tears doll. She cries and pees like me. I hate school. continuously. It makes me write silent head words. So I listen to books with Jackanory, climb rooftops with Barbie, living in two worlds. I am happy and sad quickly. Sunday roasts with rows, whilst my mum drinks Cinzano and throws cutlery. Dirty rich money rains on my head. It makes me want to choke. Instead, I do cartwheels and have handstand arms, climbing trees to collect leaves. Anger and laughter pulse through me. I feel hate and I read words. I do the splits, I grow tits till nothing fits me anymore. So I learn to make al dente pasta and stop eating meat for a day. Childhood passes, there is violence and lies. I find that my life arrives in breaths and butterflies.
Who wants to know a secret? On Tuesday morning at precisely 07:24 a.m, Troy looked up from his workstation and simultaneously spilt lukewarm latte down the crotch of his black slacks. He jumped up, yelled out, and then felt really foolish because there was no scalding pain, just the warm, wet, puddling sensation akin to pissing himself. He looked up again. There it was. You see, Troy has got a soft spot for office machinery. He keeps a secret stash of Office Man catalogues in his garage at home in a special drawer. Get this, yeah? He knew every make and model from the basic fax machines from 1974 up to the King of Kings, the Stepson 913-0A, the big boy of photocopying. And the office was still deserted as Troy walked over to the machine. He smelled the factory fresh out of its packaging, bubble wrap aroma. He sniffed hard and deep, took that smell in. He held onto it. He admired its functional display pad. The Stepson's operational screen glowed a soft green, and he saw his reflection in its beauty. It was humming imperceptibly on standby, and a drip of saliva fell from the left-hand corner of Troy's mouth onto the copy button, and the Stepson purred into action, responded to his flush of body fluid, and began to print out its owner's manual in conference colour, quality print, fully bound on 169 GSM paper. Troy shut his eyes and listened to its looping, hard copy shake. Ka-chunk, a-chicka-chunk, ka-thunk, a-chicka-chun-chun, ka-chunk, a-chicka-chunk, ka-thunk, a-chicka-chun-chun. You see, Troy couldn't first recognise the groove, but he was a patient man. He knew the rules and enjoyed this foreplay. Groups of single notes formed a pattern and crystallised. A melody emerged. Troy's hips began to grind to the beat. He was aroused, his crotch latte damp. He got his mobile out, pressed record, and slid it back into his warm hip pocket. He moves up closer to the paper feed housing door, where he instinctively felt the groove was really out. Yeah.
This is a story. These are my words. Taking sips of alcohol, letting it pour warmth on the inside of me, I breathe in drugs. Bang. My world explodes into no contract technicolor. Teenage parties with blue nun fun and artistic joints in posh houses. Dancing jerkily till I find a rhythm hidden inside of me, Discovering the power of my sexuality, I drink promiscuity. Furnacing insane desire, it builds my internal fire. Sleeping with strangers and their friends' friends in cars and bars. Punk music, pogos with crimped hair and first tattoos. I am my family's despair in DM boots. No one said this would be fair. I'm hated into love, not understanding affection, learning manipulation, creating warped intentions. So I kiss with no sparks and I love with no heart, taking the spirit of a good man to grow you in me, showing the world how to make a butterfly. That is you, Marley. Inhaling your unconditional love to be free. Black and white meets dark and light. I live in two worlds, forming upside down relationships, renting headspaces.
Stag season in Bournemouth town. The night flickers like the pages of a comic book. Barbie dolls on corners in bodysuits and shaggy boots, the kind that shimmy, tempt with breasts and coral pink come-ons. Share banter with action man bouncers whose diplomacy is somehow more threatening. A Smurf fights with Big Tony. A Smurf fights with Big Tony, who, so the t-shirt says, loves anal. Action Man takes the Smurf in an arm lock, presses him to the floor, puts a knee in his back. A shaggy boot swings in, shimmies the lights like a black wing. A Smurf hat skitters into the gutter. A party of superheroes bowls out of a wine bar and tries to save the day. Captain America, as usual, goes too far, ends up wrestling with the Doc, who loves Doggy. Two Smurfs attack with flying kicks. Arriving late, a subpar Iron Man, yellow marigold fists, war screams, "Let's have it!" At no one in particular. Sirens break in, a hooligan and two cop cars block the street, press the spectacle. Lights beat the scene red and blue. Police are arresting when the Star Trek crew boldly wade into a group of roaring 20s golfers. They set their phasers and tasers and putters to stun. I recognise an arched eyebrow, pointy ears, and make the hand sign for, have you got a light? Spock provides. I hold out a smoke, he accepts, signing back, live long and prosper.
This is a story. These are my words. A marriage in PVC, exchanging pills, pockets of ecstasy. Danny, your love burning, thawing the heart that's inside of me. I apologise and tell lies, feeling joy and pain backwards. My mind separates in hidden parts and you draw Mr. Men, Marley. I stumble and mess with your life, making a snowball that freezes your hands whilst filling and fueling my veins. I say forced goodbyes. Mess life, bad wife, my eyes bleed trauma water. Loss becomes my husband, distance becomes my daughter. I am filthy erotica, underwear paraphernalia, tourniquet decay, heroin crack whore I score. Paradise is Smirnoff vodka, I retch and grin on the inside. Walking backwards into recovery, my mental health uncovers me. I am antisocial in social situations because I do not understand the life manual in front of me. Medication and umbrella diagnosis reign a personal insanity. Butterflies dance on my skin, unlocking a power within. I breathe. These are my words. This is our story.